Let's bring on Anthony Casper, CEO and founder of Elevation Empire. Anthony is a passionate follower of Christ and a motivational speaker dedicated to sharing God's love and truth with the world. As a founder of Elevation Empire, he inspires others to grow in faith, overcome challenges, and live out their God-given purpose. Let's welcome to the stage Anthony Casper.
He is on my side. Jesus, he walks with me. Get back to the finish. I feel the spirit moving through the city. I got the light shine, come get it. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. I feel the spirit moving through the city. I see the people trying to bring it with me. We got a light, tell them come and get it. Yeah. Walk, 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 walk.
Before I even start my talk, first and foremost, I want to thank God. But second, all the speakers, you guys have done phenomenal. Seriously, like, just amazing. And also, every single one of you guys for coming here to start your year, to take a step, maybe an uncomfortable one, but you're here. Thank you. What would it feel like to live each day without the limitations you put on yourself? How free would you think? How free would you act? How free would you be? Luke Belmer once said, "The only limitations in your life are self-imposed." How many of us don't chase our dreams because we're too afraid of what others might say? How many of us choose fear over faith too frequently? And how many of us are still standing at the edge of the cliff, waiting to finally jump? For years, I believed in all the limitations that I set on myself. Now, many of you may know me as this happy, energetic, outgoing guy. But what if I told you that I never viewed myself that way, ever? You see, I lived a life very insecure. And to mask that insecurity, I gave in to worldly pleasures. I had no idea who the real, authentic Anthony Casper really was. You see, the Anthony Casper that I knew was going to sleep at 6 a.m., waking up at 3 p.m. The Anthony Casper I knew was holding on so tightly to those toxic relationships. The Anthony Casper I knew was taking his dad's money, was using it to go get high or drunk. And because of that, with a D2 scholarship to play football and baseball, his dream as a little boy, failed the drug test. The Anthony Casper I knew wasn't sober for over 5 years. And the Anthony Casper I knew thought he was so far gone because of his poor choices that he concluded the only option left was to end it all before even reaching his 20s. I saw no clear path to my purpose, and I saw no hope for my future. That was me. Less than 3 years ago. If it wasn't for my family, especially my grandma, who I go downstairs to talk to every single night, and who I consider my best friend, I knew I had to fight one more time. My mom, who I love so dearly, noticed I was really struggling. Now, we have a bond like no other. We really are inseparable. I love you. We're together forever. My mom took charge and paired me with a life coach named Tracy Vittorini, who a lot of you know, and who I know as my life coach is currently critiquing the speech right now. If you know her, you know. We started to focus on how to overcome and attack all the vices that were holding me back. And as much as I wished for a quick turnaround, my life didn't just change overnight. You see, I didn't have any direction on where I wanted to go. And even though we were working towards my self-improvement, I still saw no clear path to my purpose, as well as very little hope for my future. But something clicked 2 years ago, ironically, at the first ever Ripple Effect event. Now, initially, I didn't believe that I was supposed to be in a room similar to the one that we're in today. But thank God, Mrs. Vittorini forced me to go. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. She actually forced me to go. Like, she dragged me to the Ripple Effect event. Because I did not want to, one, be on the team, and two, I did not want to go to this event. I thought it wasn't meant for me. But as I was sitting there, I was watching others my age on stage, as well as my best friend, Caden Vittorini, hosting the event. Look, I've known this kid for 14 years. We used to go around the neighborhood T-painting houses together. And now, at this time 2 years ago, I'm watching him host a 100+ person event. This led me to sit back and ask myself, why am I not involved? And how do I get involved? By the end of that night, a dream was born. All those late nights of me sitting in my room high, all those late nights dreading waking up hungover. Finally, I had something to look forward to. And I walked up to Caden, looked at him in his eyes. I said, Caden, I want to be on that stage one day. The stage I'm on today. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. I knew that if I wanted to change the trajectory of my life, I simply had to change my environment. I started to surround myself with people who were pouring into me, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I couldn't believe these people even existed because for the longest time, I was a product of an unsafe and unmotivated environment. And on top of that, the addition of Mrs. Vittorini in my life was essential because I finally got the hard truth that I needed to hear. If somebody isn't willing to give you the hard truth, you might want to question if they actually love you and want the best for you. I quickly learned that the human desire to hear difficult no's sometimes makes one deaf. But listening to those difficult no's can build up one's character. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. You need people in your life who are going to pick you up when you're not really feeling it. And it's during those days where you need to pull through, you need to listen, and you need to be resilient. Because here's the hard truth. No one's going to do your work for you. Either you start one day. Is this your year? Are the resolutions you made? Is this the year? You're going to start one day, you're going to make today day one. Life is hard, but you have the option to choose your heart. You either live a life wishing you were great, or you live a life becoming great. Good news is, choice is yours every day you wake up. Sometimes, making those hard decisions can cause conflict with the ones you love. My dad now. Now, my dad was raised by a beautiful single mother who worked tirelessly, sacrificing so much for her family. She told my dad to go get a degree, and he told me the same thing. Now, we did not see eye to eye on that topic at all. If you know, you know. I chose my hard, and I dropped out of college. It did not go over too well. Even though it wasn't easy, I'm proud to say that he still supported me. And as I stand on this stage today, pursuing my dream, truly I tell all of you that nothing will equate to the time in Arizona a few months back when my dad told me the one thing a son always wants to hear from his dad. That's, I'm proud of you, son. Thank you, Dad, for never giving up. You're my guy. I never thought being on the stage would be possible, guys. But I'm going to get real. Nothing is impossible with God on your side. I'm going to tell you all something. Everyone has a purpose, everyone has a gift, and everyone is uniquely designed. I didn't discover mine until I sought a true connection with our Creator. I had a hole in my heart that I was looking to fill with everything that this world had to offer. You heard it. I was high. I was drunk. Over 5 years. And it only left me feeling emptier inside. It wasn't until I found God, where the darkness turned to light, the lost was found, and the broken pieces of my life were put together. Use me as an example. You are never too far gone for God to use you for His greater good. I'm going to say that again. You are never too far gone for God to use you for His greater good. No matter where you've been or what you've done, God can redeem you and use you in extraordinary ways. Put your trust in the one that gave you life. And with that being said, use your gift that He gave you and do the hard thing.
That's good, Anthony.
Use your gift that He gave you. Take the risk. Use the gift that He gave you and become the best version of yourself, because there are opportunities all around you. I finally took mine at this event 2 years ago. You can do the same if this is your first time here today and you didn't think you belonged here. Because guess what? You do belong here. You're here. Welcome. Do not wait anymore. Start today. God bless you all. I love you all.